The real Sacha is not someone that everyone would expect. I think automatically people who don't know me expect me to be partying till 5 in the morning, being a bit of a party animal. I'm actually completely the opposite. Coronation Street, in bed 10:30, good book, that's me done. So I went to Manchester Grammar, which is a very good school, but I really fucked up badly. One of the first people to take GCSEs when you turn it from the old O-levels to GCSEs. So we were the first year, smashed it, A's galore, brilliant, 12. And then when I went to do my A-levels, that's when I discovered the Hacienda. So it all went sort of pear-shaped at that point, and I actually got 2 U's, that was it. So my first event ever was July the 4th, 1994 at Hacienda. So between 94 and 2000, I ran many student nights in Manchester at venues that aren't open now. So places like Paradise Factory, Holy City Zoo, Generation X. And then in 2000, I reopened Sankey Soap, 2000 to 2006. When I had Sankey's, we ran 3 warehouse parties, which both myself and Sam got a real kick out of, because it was interesting, it was something different, it was a blank canvas. So when I walked away from Sankey's and Sam came with me, he said, why don't we do a handful of shows, a handful of warehouse shows? And the idea was to do 3 or 4 of them, and Sam went away and booked 24, and that was the start of the warehouse project. And if it hadn't worked for us that season, we would have lost absolutely everything. And there were so many doubters. There's so many people hoping that we'd fail, which is always the case. People love to see somebody fail, especially when you're bragging about something and you're so confident it'll work. But actually we sold 100,000 tickets that season, and so that was it, we just had to carry on. Number one is down to Sam with the lineups. He understands the music, he understands what people want. He challenges himself every single year to redefine it, and he always surprises everybody, especially myself. And that's it, readapting every single year. 4 years ago you'd never heard of grime. Now grime's the hottest ticket on the whole. It's certainly the biggest shout on PARKLIFE. It's the hottest ticket, it's the warehouse project. Whether it'll be here in 2-3 years, I don't know, but it's just evolving the whole time. Most memorable event will probably be August Bank Holiday 2003. It was before the warehouse project. And weirdly, it was just around the corner from here on Pollard Street. So it was where we saw the space when they filmed 24-Hour Party People. That's where they recreated the Hacienda. And there was 2 empty warehouses that are now polished apartments. But we did a warehouse party there for 12,000 people. It becomes harder actually the longer you do it, the more people get to know you. So now if I'm buying clothes or something, walking around Selvages, I'm starting to freak out, someone's going to ask me for a guest list. So it's quite nice just to sit in the background. I've never really been one of these. I know so many promoters who are here today, gone tomorrow, because they're the Champagne Charlies, and they just want to be seen and hang out with everyone at the party backstage and look at me, and I've never really been into that. It's very rare you'll see me backstage unless it's giving someone a bollocking. That's the only reason. So at the moment the nighttime economy is getting a real kicking, and it started in London. So at the moment half of Camden has been shut down because all the rates are going up and the rents are going up. And even Proud in Camden actually announced last night that they're closing. And I think with the whole fabric thing, it had like a negative impact on nighttime economy. But actually, I honestly believe in Manchester it's extremely buoyant. And there've been a few closures in the last 12 months that people have not expected. And I'm not going to mention names, but I honestly believe the people that did close didn't adapt with the times. They'd been the same old for many, many years. They hadn't reinvested the money, they hadn't changed with the times. There's some amazing things happening in the city at the moment. You've only got to look at places like Albert Slosh. There's a restaurant opening called 20 Stories at the end of this month that looks like mind-blowing, different level. And I honestly think at the moment Manchester's probably the strongest it's been in quite a long time. I worry slightly that Manchester might look a bit too polished. I quite like the old look of Manchester. Ancoats looks great actually, because when I first opened Sankey's, no one would go to Ancoats. It was disgusting, and now it's a nice area where you feel quite safe. And there's some great places like Rudy's Pizza and Endicott as well. But I get the feeling the planners are going to try and keep the heart of Manchester, which I think is so important. I think if you walk around Manchester, you should always walk in a positive way with your head up, because when you actually look at some of the buildings there, they're incredible. So for example, PARKLIFE, that we announced on Thursday, you've probably read that we've had the busiest ticket on sale period that we've ever had since it's ever started. You reach a point where in probably 2 weeks' time, people are struggling to find accommodation, which has an impact on our ticket sales, because obviously you want to stay over on especially the Saturday night for the Sunday event. But over the next 2 years, if there is an increase in so many bedrooms, that's only going to help us. If I give talks at colleges or unis or schools, I think the number one piece of advice would be, don't be scared to fuck up, because when you start something at the age of 20, 21, 22, 23, 30, 32, 34, maybe that's the limit, but if you do fuck up, what have you got to lose? You can always go and do something else, it doesn't matter. So if you have a passion, go and do it. And I've spoken to so many people over the years who have had great ideas but don't do anything. They just go back to the 9-to-5 jobs and then complain about the 9-to-5 jobs. So, it's not easy as well. You can't have, I think it's very, very hard to have a successful business and a successful personal life as well at the same time, but it does come with time. I've got to say Liam. I have to say Liam, purely from a Manchester point of view. Yeah, I think it has to be. I mean, there's so many great acts. I'm really, really looking forward to Lord as well. She fascinates me, but if there's one person I want to picture with this year, then I'm going for the Liam shot. That's it.